Sam, I think you'd better go home now. I'm sorry, but I just don't feel that way about you.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
Roaring cranes and mountains of crushed cars in the 1970 film What's the Big Hurry, directed by Sidney Davis, told the stories of how junk cars came to an automobile recycling yard because of their reckless owners. Although today, many junk cars come to a recycling facility not because they're damaged in a traffic accident. Such scene of mountains of metal and electronic waste we produce has not changed much, because we not only have cars as we did in the 1970s, but also many more electronic appliances we didn't have. According to the Iowa Department of Natural Resources, over 100 million computers, monitors, and televisions become no longer usable each year in the United States. And over 300 million consumer electronics like cell phones and DVD players become obsolete. But only 18% of all of them get recycled. Where does the majority rest go? The landfill, the earth on which we are standing, because what the landfill does is to bury garbage that can go nowhere and cover it with soil. After hundreds of years, our electronic waste will become a part of the soil, and of course, the hazardous material in them will be in the soil also. For the government that operates landfills, the goal of electronic recycling is to keep electronic appliances from going into landfills.
From the landfill point of view, the materials that are in electronics are hazardous, so we don't want those going into the landfill. The heavy metals, especially cadmium, all kinds of stuff, the leaded glass alone.
But keeping electronic wastes away from the landfill is only the very first step of electronic recycling. If the wastes don't go to landfill, where can they go? This is where business opportunities come. Automobile recyclers find themselves a vantage point between auto dealers and consumers, especially under the government's Cash for Clunkers program. This program encouraged consumers to trade in their old vehicles with auto dealers to buy new energy-efficient cars while receiving a government subsidy of up to $4,500.
The dealers have to have somewhere to go with the cars, and they have to let them go to a licensed facility, a disposal facility, which we are. With each car we get in, we bring it into our facility, we drain all the fluids, which means the transmission fluid and the engine oil mainly, brake fluid. We evacuate the Freon. We remove mercury switches if they're equipped with mercury switches.
Automobile recycling is only one of the business opportunities electronic waste can bring. There's a whole business world called investment recovery industry that many people probably have never heard of. Paul Garlinghouse is the only certified manager of the investment recovery industry in Iowa. He owns a company called Heartland Recovery. The company takes in thousands of used medical, construction, and lab equipment from big corporations and organizes regular sealed bidding events to sell the equipment to the general public. In Garlinghouse's words, he is a middleman.
It's a bit of an odd industry, but there are ways to get educated. What's unique about it is finding the markets for all of this equipment.
It's quite hard to tell what most equipment stored in Garlinghouse's company is and does. But things that look like trash to us might be treasures to others. This little machine just looks a little bit more complex than the DVD player at our home. But can you imagine, this 20-year-old machine is called a spectrum analyzer, which is used to developing radar systems on aircraft. It would have cost $35,000 to $50,000 20 years ago. But nowadays, DIY amateurs would take it home to make their own radio sets with a cost of only 10% of the original price. While keeping electronic waste from going into landfill and finding business opportunities out of the seeming trash look like two beneficial models of electronic recycling, another model doesn't seem to be very pleasant. The Associated Press reports that most American people think they're helping the earth by recycling their electronic wastes. But chances are they're contributing to a global trade of electronic trash that endangers workers and pollutes the environment overseas. Activists estimate that more than half of the e-waste collected for recycling in the US each year end up overseas. To prevent this problem, non-profit organizations such as the University of Iowa WiderNet project work to improve digital communication in developing countries by not only bringing used and donated computers to some of the world's poorest parts, but also information as a package deal. Cliff Mason is the founder of the program. He's one of the few who have realized that to really help people in developing countries, simply sending some machines is useless unless these machines can be connected through a network so that information and knowledge can flow. Mason and his colleagues invented a hard drive known as the e-Granary Digital Library, which stores 15 million resources.
This is an open computer here. A bit dusty, but we just got it in. This hard drive is the same size and form factor of the e-Granary Digital Library. And so if I had this computer on my network, I would simply take the drive, install it into my computer, hook up some cables, and it would be ready.
Once e-Granary is installed on one computer, other computers that are connected with this one will have access to the 15 million resources. What's more, they can send emails to each other, chat, and even build websites. This is one more model of how electronic waste can be turned into brown goods. But when it gets down to ordinary individuals, what can we do in the e-recycling world? The answer is simple. Just bring our used electronic appliances to one of these recycling facilities. Some will require you to pay a small fee, but the professionals will take care of the rest of the process for you.